Hey, what's going on?
I am having an absolute wonderful day,
Oh, fantastic, fantastic.
and I had a wonderful day yesterday. So that's two terrific ones in a day. I've found a niche:
Okay.
artists. They have huge needs, they have very limited skills, and they are super prospects for what I'm doing.
Hmm. Okay. And what are you doing?
Well, what I do is I teach people how to bring the offline world to their online presence. And Mr. Trenton Samuel can't understand that.
I've been seeing the emails go back and forth. Very interesting.
Yeah, he's been threatening me, and I do not work well with people who threaten me.
He's been threatening you? How?
He's threatened to cut me off.
Hmm.
Now, is it his company or is it somebody else's? I thought you were the developer and Steven was the upline guy. Is that not correct?
Well, I'm Steven, unless there's another Steven.
Yeah, the other Steven with a C Similek or something. CM
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
how does
Yeah,
he pronounce it?
I'm not sure. So I work with Trenton by contract, depending on the project.
Okay.
So it's his business. So what we've been working on is developing some AI tools to automate his communications and other areas of the business.
Okay.
Yeah. So as far as it being his company, yeah, that's his thing. And we're working, trying to work towards something as well. I don't know your guys' background, but I know me and him have been working together for about 5 years, different times of his business. I've seen it evolve over time.
Yep.
Uh, Actually, I don't even know if he really had it when I first met him, or if he did, it wasn't his main gig quite yet. I met him through another company, Angel Investors. He was doing
Okay.
some work with them. I think actually his company was managing their social media, and that's how we got in contact. And we just stayed in contact.
Well, you're a very sharp guy and you're doing good work and you listen exceptionally well. You're the kind of guy I like building relationships with. I
Hmm.
have a graphic artist in India who has been with me now for, oh, let's see, at least 5 years,
Hmm.
probably more like 8. And he is exceptional. So if you ever need any graphic work done on a very inexpensive basis, I
Uh-huh.
have him on Skype and we turn around projects in 12 to 24 hours together because he's on India's on a 12-hour time difference from us.
Okay.
You're
Oh,
in
that's
California, right?
yeah, Southern California.
Yeah, and I'm on West Coast time right now in Arizona.
Okay. Yeah, I have roots in Arizona. We have property out there.
Oh, okay, wonderful. I'm up
Hmm.
in the White Mountains, so it's an 8-hour round trip for me to go back to the valley,
Mm.
which I just did for a Apache Junction Chamber of Commerce meeting,
Hmm.
which was well worth the drive because I met a lady who has an organization with 140 artists in the valley,
Okay.
and they want to use my exceptional contacts on Twitter Spaces to have a speaker come and teach them about NFT.
Hmm.
So there's 140 new prospects for me right there.
Well, congratulations on that.
I did NFT Detroit. When I say I did, they use my call to action symbol in all of their pre show literature.
Hmm.
I built them a movies just like I did for Trenton, who doesn't have a clue about what it is, doesn't do anything to promote himself, never visits his own website. I've never seen anything like it. He is one of the absolute handful of the most stubborn people I've ever met in my life. whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever. For his own good, he won't do stuff. Just crazy.
Yeah.
So I'll put in the chat here what his website is, just so that you have it, and then I will give you the results of NFT Detroit. Now, have you had a chance to go to my webpage? Do you understand the full depth of what I do?
I'm still trying to understand, but I get there's the QR code aspect of it. And then apparently what I'm making from it is a networking component connecting individuals together. That's what I've been able to pull from what I've seen.
All right, well, let's break it down. Number one, I'm a video producer, so that's pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
I used to run $500,000 TV control room in a church in Chicago
Hmm.
that was broadcast on Comcast Public Television. I started out as a simple projection operator, and then I quickly moved to joystick remote control camera operator. Then I
Hmm.
moved to technical director, and finally director, running the whole thing.
Oh wow. That's nice.
So I've got a lot of skills with television, equipment, video editing, doing things on the cheap, all those kinds of things.
Hmm.
And I was not getting as much business in the video business as I wanted. I had a partner in New York City, I had another in Raritan, Honduras, and another one in Salt Lake, Utah. I always build networks of people, very informal. It's called multi mutual benefit virtual partnerships. And that's what I want to do with you. So we just try to help each other in every way that we can through our contacts and our unique skills. It's that simple. I pay people 30% commission and they don't have to do any work. Any lead that they drive to me that turns to business, I just send them a PayPal immediately. 30% commission.
And so is this for the video? What aspect of the what service are you providing for these referrals?
Um, the almost my entire focus right now is on QR codes that were developed by Toyota in 1994, licensed to only one company in North America, and that's who you're talking to. I've been doing that for over a dozen years. I have a very special relationship with the CEO and founder, and he actually holds the license. And I have been building my business on his platform for 12 years.
So you're gonna have to maybe shine a little insight on what makes this different because I can generate QR codes. Just so you know, my background is very technical. So QR codes is actually an older technology, but maybe you can enlighten me on how what you're doing is different from what I'm able to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Picasso was a painter, right?
Hmm.
You and I could be a painter. We just go down to Home Depot, we get a brush and a gallon of paint, right?
Hmm.
You think the results would be any different?
So explain what results you're able to get from QR code versus what I'm able to get.
What you're able to get as an untrained amateur using freebie software that's available in thousands of places, you're able to generate a QR code that's going to lose between 20 and 70% of your target market.
And explain how.
Well, you wouldn't even know it because most amateurs don't have a tool
Try me.
that analyzes the scans. And even if they do, it's very rudimentary.
What data are you extracting from your analyzation of the codes?
Let me show you, would be the best thing. You're familiar with NFT, right?
Correct.
All right, so let me screen share with you. Oh,
You should be able to explain to me what information or data you're extracting though with the QR codes. Again, I'm not an amateur or a newbie, so go ahead.
well, no, because this is going to blow your socks off.
I can bet it's not gonna blow my socks off, but I'm
Okay,
still
that's a
interested.
$10 bet. You want to take it?
Let's go.
All right. Um, so you can now see my screen, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to sign into my platform. I'm going to search for NFT. And I'm going to come up with a campaign that I ran that had 1,500 views. It was called NFT Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
This is the shortened URL. Do you know what Bitly is?
Is that what you use to keep metrics on your URLs?
It does two things. One is it will shorten, 300 characters down to just five.
Uh-huh.
And yes, it will give you the metrics, but nobody produces this kind of metrics. Nobody. And I have trademarked it ROI track report. And there were 1,467 visits from a shortened URL that was part of the code. And that's part of my design criteria for the patented, not patented, but trademark call to action symbol, which is a freebie QR code on steroids. It only took 12 years to build. What you would have gotten as an amateur not doing that is 33 scans. You would have lost 1,467. And I will show you that NFT Detroit symbol in a minute. It tells me exactly when they scanned it, where they were, what type of method they used, whether they came from a desktop or a mobile. That's the heat map. Breaks it down by state, by zip code, by province, by time of day, by time of day for a TV ad, whether it's morning or night, afternoon, evening, for commuting time for radio, whether it's morning commute or afternoon, which is how you buy the advertising, television and DOGH, radio day parts, the top days that the campaigns ran, the day of the week, the top weeks that people were scanning, the activization rate, 97% came from a shortened URL. Direct, social media, or other, most of the volume came from Twitter because that's how we promoted it. Facebook was next, Google was next, Instagram in a week fourth. Did I earn my $5 yet?
No, you didn't. Not yet.
Okay, you show me a report from anybody in the world that can give you that kind of analytics off a QR code, and I'll send you a PayPal for the $5. Otherwise, you owe me $5.
All right, I'm looking at it right here. Tracking and editables. So have you heard of QR code Tiger?
Yes,
All right. So what do they offer? What are you offering that they're not? Because it seems like they're doing the exact same thing.
nowhere near the analytics. Nowhere near. And just so that we don't get into the he said, she said,
Uh-huh.
because I don't do negative, I just do facts. Here's what took 12 years to develop, and QR Tiger doesn't have a clue. Oh, come on, Jim.
Well, I mean, the reason why I'm not, I would say my socks aren't blown off is because I know all of this data can be collected. There was nothing that, look, I'm glad I see that you put work into programming this and getting everything there, but there's no technology that I'm seeing that isn't programmable.
Yeah, no one is producing that kind of report, period. No one. That's why Toyota only licensed one company in North America. So, anyway, this is the URL code that is always going to be this clean. And the other thing that the amateurs don't realize is that 20% of the market are tablets, and that tablets are don't have autofocus cameras. So again, the amateur using QR Tiger software and not using a URL shortener will lose that 20% of the market. Because I always put it through a URL shortener. A tablet can always read my codes. So I get 100% of the potential market. Finally, not finally, there's a lot of other ingredients, but what you're seeing here is the other magic. Very few amateurs put the human readable URL as part of the presentation of the code. Matter of fact, probably less than 10%. QR Tiger does not do it as part of their generating software. That's why they lose all those tens of thousands of scans. I make it part of my specification that my Indian artist actually hand builds. In
Okay.
addition, we hand build a unique hashtag so that across Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and every social media platform, you actually curate everything that you ever create using that hashtag. And I demonstrate people that I ran the political campaign here in Arizona in 2016. And I can still go to Facebook. I could show it to you, or you can trust me. I can still go
Jim,
to Facebook
I
and
have to
type in
say,
hashtag OK for K, and everything
uh,
that I produced in 2016 is still there.
yeah, so what you're showing me again is nothing new to
Yes, it
me.
is. There's no one on the face of the earth that does those three things. And then I
Okay.
also tell people what's going to happen. Why do they want to scan the code? Because most people are afraid to scan the code. They watch Fox News, who tells them don't click on links, don't go to web pages that you don't know about, don't do this, don't do that. So the QR code is an education device, not the QR code. This is a call to action symbol. It's the difference between Picasso getting the results and the amateur who doesn't have a clue what they're doing. Number one, we teach people to start their camera. You know that because you're a techie, but the vast majority of your audience does not. Number two, you
Well,
focus.
this is the thing though, because I know you said earlier it's about our relationships and bringing, my network to you for a commission or a referral.
Right?
It's just none of this would be. I don't have anybody in my network who is would need this or who can't already do this. I understand that there is a market, probably of millions of people who don't understand this, but that's just personally not my network.
Yeah, your network cannot do this because I built it over 12 years. No
Well,
one
look,
on the face of the earth does this. No
well,
one.
I'm just saying my network doesn't need what you're building or what
Yeah,
you've
they do
built.
because they're talking to the same audience. And the audience in America is uneducated.
Yes,
And therefore, we have to
the
teach the
reason
audience
I
first,
I get
or
it,
we
Jim.
never get the results.
The reason I'm telling you this is to save both of our time, because time is precious and valuable. So I hear what you're saying, but I don't personally need to be sold, and nor does the network, because this is not what anybody in my network is looking for.
Well, because they are not educated. Everyone in your network and I don't know your network that well, but anyone in your network can benefit by communicating more effectively. Can you tell me a person that you do business with that can't benefit by communicating more effectively?
Everybody needs to communicate more effectively, and we have the
Everyone.
tools, and the resources that we utilize already that does that. That's what I'm saying. What you're showing me doesn't do anything that we aren't already capable of doing.
You keep saying capable, but you are not doing.
When we need to run campaigns with QR codes, we have the capability to do that. We're not
You have
running.
the capability, but you are not
Absolutely.
doing this because until I just taught you, you did not know all these aspects of communication success versus failure. You didn't have Picasso's experience, and therefore you could only work from the amateur level, and therefore you can only get amateur results. This, what you're looking at, is a 2 inch by 3.5 inch graphic that I deliver for $79. The other aspects is it tells people what happens when they go. They discover the value inside. So they're not afraid to scan the code. They know what they're getting. And then finally, so that's called the unique value proposition box.
Yeah.
And this is the logo box.
Jim,
All of that.
I just have to cut you because again, I'm not interested in this. This isn't anything that I'm personally interested in, nor anybody in my network. And I'm just being honest with you because my time is valuable, so is yours. And it's just this specific product that you're showing me isn't something we're interested in.
Okay, I mean, I can respect where you're coming from, but someday you'll realize that the results that I produce are magic because I use a call to action symbol, and you don't get those results because you use QR Tiger, and you just side by side, you keep losing. I'm not being nasty. I'm just saying that's the way it is.
Yeah,
Now,
how many online followers do you have? I'm curious.
for which platform?
Just aggregate.
Oh, I don't know, 20, 30,000.
So our network, we have millions of followers without this technology. And when we do our shows, we just went on tour, right? And we sold out the Apollo. We did Baltimore, we did Philadelphia, Boston, New York. We do $15,000 in merch every venue based off of the platforms that we have our audiences on. We're not using QR codes to do this. We're using original content. We have our own podcast, we have our own networks. So this technology, I get it, but it's just not what we're looking for because we're doing really well with what we have and how we've been utilizing the technologies.
Well, again, I'm being blunt because I truly respect you. The people that succeed are the people who have the open mind that say, you know, what we're doing is pretty good, but boy, am I going to jump on anything that can produce better results.
And when I
And
see something that I believe will do that, I'll jump on it. I just haven't seen that. What you've shown me, I haven't seen it.
well, no, you haven't understood it and you haven't trusted it. And therefore, I was showing you the results for NFT Detroit, and you just saw the difference between human readable people that actually typed in the URL versus scanned it. So if you were using a QR code the way that amateurs use, you would have failed to that extent. That's number one. Number two is that what it brought to, and this is the second product. So that first product is called the call to action symbol. It brings the offline world to your online presence. It costs $79 one time, and it brings people to a movies, which is a mobile optimized video site. which is designed for smartphones. It features a video. This was Detroit, June 30th to 2nd. We are trying to get the engineering. Now, this is your expertise. Everything we have done for the past 12 years has been mobile, but we are making it reverse mobile responsive so that it would look just as nice on a PC as it does on a smartphone. We focused, like you said, you focused your time and money and energy. We focused exclusively on the mobile market. These are the results that I just put up here. This was not part of the website until it was over, nor is this advertising for what I'm doing with offering a commission. So it just started right here, NFT Detroit, graphic. It had the call to action symbol so you could share it with the person next to you, or you can use Lens after you do a screenshot. It had this, which I just invented that nobody in the world does. It's called a magic cube, which is a physical 4-inch foam cube that we didn't get done in time for NFT Detroit, but it would have been handed out to every person entering the event. And it's just a 4-inch foam cube, which allows me to put 6 different graphics, one on each side. And I have had my Indian artist create a video to show the impact of the Magic Cube digitally. But what it does is it just floats in the air and it stops so that you can scan it right off the screen. And you can figure it out from that. We create 6 totally different two-way interactive digital dialogue experiences. Then we featured the artists. Then we gave a graphic of what I do. What I do is right here in one picture. I engage an audience better than anybody possible. I direct them subtly to a wide variety of digital resources, and I measure everything that interaction does. This is 79, this is 149, $30 a month hosting, and this is worth thousands of dollars. You saw that report, and that's free. These are the musical performers that we had. These are the leading trends that are going on. These are the guest speakers that we had. This is Google talking about the power of mobile marketing. This is one picture that's a complete e-commerce site. This is Google talking about the trends. This is what I do, bring the offline world to the online presence. This is what Americans need to learn how to do, listen instead of talk. This is how you ordered the tickets for NFT Detroit. This is one graphic so that every piece of literature that we did with that event was a two-way interactive digital dialogue by creating push-to-go capability by using call to action symbols. These were the sponsors. This is the schedule, and it's GPS enabled so that people could use their smartphone. This is my price list in a 30-second video. This is my price list with hot links. This is how to get a hold of NFT Detroit just by calling them on phone or email and their social media icons. That's a movie site. It's pretty robust. It was $149 and $30 a month for hosting. And that's the 3-part solution that I bring to the world that only took 12 years to develop. 12 years of watching what QR code Tiger did and failed, other people, amateurs using QR codes and failing, failure after failure after failure. Yet 1 billion Chinese are using my technology instead of cash. It's just that Americans needed to be educated, and the call to action symbol is the simple graphic that educates without saying a word. So if you put that on the back of your business card, you put it in every piece of literature that you create for the event, you put it in every post on Facebook, every post in Instagram, and you put the human readable URL as a hot link, you will have more interaction with your target market than you've ever had in history. And you'll be able to have the measurement to prove that no other solution could get you anywhere near that kind of engagement and results. That's the Picasso solution.
All right. Well, I definitely respect your tenacity and the passion you have behind your product. It's much needed. Again, though, this isn't anything that we'll be able to utilize in our current systems. I want to actually even be able to show anybody this. The graphics aren't up to par. It's just, it doesn't look appealing enough for me to be able to even share it. And on top of that, I know people in my network wouldn't really see the value in this. But there are markets that will, just it's not my network. And I remember when we first started the conversation, we spoke about being able to bring art networks together.
Yep.
Um, so around this product, I would say it would be a no. But I'm definitely open for other products that you have. If this is your primary focus, then like I said, I wouldn't be able to really send anybody your way.
Yeah, this is 1,000% focus. It is being considered by countryfirst.com, which is Adam Kinzinger's company. Do you know who he is?
Familiar, yes.
So, Magic Cube, you could see in every single race in 2024. And as big as your network is, I think that the political arena for president of the United States is slightly bigger, don't you think?
I would say so. Yeah. I get you. I don't necessarily need to see more because I understand what you've showed me. And I do
Yeah,
see
I
the,
think you do.
yeah, I do see the value in it. I'm just being transparent about where I am and my team and people I work with. This isn't what we need at the moment.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think I can remember. I didn't remember. Let me show you one last thing because Trenton doesn't have a clue. I think that you do understand. You have some preconceived notions because of your artistic background, which I respect. You're not the first one who said graphically, but I was around when the first UPC code was developed. I was actually there in the store in 1974, and you can't find anything more ugly than a UPC barcode. And Sam Walton could care less what it looked like. All he cared was that it scanned and it worked dependably. And he told manufacturers if they didn't get 100% scan, then it would be a $10,000 fine. So all the artsy fartsy graphic people who were playing games with it stopped doing what they were doing immediately to save the $10,000 fine. And that's why UPC barcodes are ubiquitous across all of the, not only America, but almost every country in the world. No one has taken the leadership other than me, honestly, um, in the QR code arena. And that's why the artsy fartsy people have tried to make it pretty, make it color, do this, do that. And they have absolutely lost the goal. The goal is to bring people from the offline world to your online presence and measure the shit out of it. And no one other than me and my clients are doing that right now in the United States. So I do thank you for your time. And I was hoping I could pull up Trenton's.
Yeah,
It's
you and
WA something. I forgot the three digits.
you and Trenton actually are a lot have a lot more in common than I realized. Just as far as your approach to your products and how you communicate that approach. I think it's funny. I can see why there's some misunderstandings between the two of you, definitely. But yeah, I appreciate you showing me this, man. Again, I wish you the best. I don't know where we could at this moment collaborate, but the future is always wide open, and there may be space for something in the future. Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate your open mind. You know what the magic cube is. You're probably only one of 2 dozen people on earth who've ever seen it. And I appreciate your investment of time with me.
Absolutely, Jim. All right. Well, man, stay productive, stay busy, and we'll talk soon.
All right. God bless.
All right. God bless.
Bye.